Hello, everybody, and welcome again to this week's episode of Web3 Weekly. I am Crypto Kenny, and today we have a very interesting interview today with a collab project here from Alpha Mutants called Catharsis. I think you guys are really going to like this. I've spent some time talking to the founders here over the last couple of days, and I think the concept that they are bringing to Web3 and the market that they're trying to interact with is very interesting. I think the future is very bright for it. So, but before we get started, once again, if you're not subscribed to whatever platform you're listening on, please subscribe to us, give us some comments, say, hey, that video was great, hey, it sucked, whatever you want to say, but let us know how we're doing. And then if you have not followed the social medias of the Alpha Mutants, those will be below. You can jump in our Discord and check us out. I'm in there all the time. You can say, hey, Crypto Kenny, that last episode sucked. You need to get some sun. You're real pale, whatever you want to say. Come in and let me know. But anyway, if you haven't seen our last video that we posted out last week, we did a deep dive on the DAO structure in crypto. Currently, the different levels of DAO structure that have been that we've seen in the past couple of years, what the pros and cons are of DAO structure. We did kind of a deep dive into successful DAO structure versus some that have kind of fallen by the wayside. If you haven't seen that video, it'll be linked. Oh, my finger's not there. There it is, right up there. There'll be a link to it so you guys can check that out. And without further ado, today, we are talking to the co-founder couple of Catharsis, Ty and Meg. Thank you guys so much for taking your time on this holiday weekend here in the U.S. and filming with us. How are you guys doing today?
Oh man, amazing, Kenny. Thank you so much for having us on. We're excited to be here and to have a chat with you today. It's
fantastic, guys, fantastic. So let's without further ado, let's get into what you guys are doing, because I think it's fantastic. It's been something that I've really been deep diving into the niche that you guys are trying to get into with this project, and what you already have got into, because you guys have a current collection, I believe, already running and are building up to another collection. We'll talk about that in a few, but give us for the listeners in the audience here, tell us what how the concept of the project came to be, and give us a little update on just your story and from concept to where you currently are. Let's hear about it.
Sure. So Catharsis actually started back in 2018. I had done marketing for 7 years for corporate, big marketing company, and got disillusioned with that culture. So decided to go out as an entrepreneur and try something more creative. I launched it as a traditional kind of Web2 brand, mostly accessories, kind of male focused stuff, because that was a niche that I saw a hole in the market for. And we're based in Toronto, Ontario here, Canada, for those who don't know. So
weird land.
Yeah. So here in the city, we were actually starting to build up pretty well. I was doing a lot of guerrilla marketing in a lot of stores. We were doing really cool pop-ups and that kind of stuff. And it was building it until COVID struck, and it really smashed us, basically, because we couldn't compete with the ad spend of the larger online brands that were all going online more. And all of our, we locked down here in Ontario for almost a year and a half straight. So it was awful, because all of the retail stores got decimated. Even when we opened up for short periods, the foot traffic was still dead. So it killed our revenue stream and caused us to kind of really take a step back and look at what we wanted to build for the future and where things might be going into the future. So enter, odd jobs, and a couple of years into COVID kind of thing. And all of a sudden we started hearing about NFTs, and I think it was Beeple making that big giant sale that kind of really clued us in. And then Nike, behind the scenes, Nike filed a patent for their crypto kicks, their shoe locker. And when I saw that, it clicked in, and I showed her, and we ended up watching, a week's worth of YouTube videos on what NFTs were, learn more about crypto, taught ourselves what it was. And because we realized the future of commerce and many industries are going to involve NFTs and the blockchain. So by starting we did a pivot, because if we were to continue along the path we were, we'd already be 5 steps behind.
Yeah.
So enter Catharsis as a Web3 brand. We are now a design label using Web3 and blockchain as a foundation to reward brand loyalty, to build community and engage that community on a level that's going to disrupt what we believe the current kind of system has in place. We're looking to take it into the next stage of what a brand is to a consumer, and we're really excited about it.
Fantastic. I think that you guys bring up a great point. Like I think that as terrible as the pandemic was and everything, I think that it really gave a kind of a push to the online community and specifically cryptocurrency, because I think it really made people look into the ways to integrate traditional businesses into Web3. So yeah, if anything good came of the pandemic, I think it was those things, because I've heard that story several times. Like, hey, we were on this certain route, pandemic hit, and we had to reevaluate and see what new avenues we had coming on. So I mean, I think that's fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about about the current collection you guys have and where you're at so far, and then what you have coming up in the future, like what's going on currently. I know you guys have a collection on OpenSea currently. Let's talk about that collection first. So what is it? Explain to us what that current collection does, and how long you guys have had that out, and then we'll talk a little bit about what you guys got coming up.
Sure. So I'll talk a little bit about our kind of Genesis line, and then maybe Meg can go into the collabs that we've actually done, because we actually have 5 collections out right now, currently available. Our Genesis collection is awesome. It was kind of our first foray into it, and it actually took original designs of ring pieces that we'd done for the original Catharsis brand, and repurposed them as NFT artwork backed by a physical item. So what's really cool about this is you can buy the NFT, you can sell, trade it, whatever, and then you'll be able to actually redeem it for a physical version of the ring and the artwork. Not only that, but now we've taken it to the next level. It's a whitelist slot for our upcoming collection, which we'll talk about. It's also going to be AR enhanced, and we'll kind of discuss that a little further too, as well as they have different rarity tiers. They're going to be earning you some really cool stuff with our next collection. So it's super exciting. They are available for purchase on OpenSea right now. And on top of that, we do have 4 other collections as well, which are super cool, and they were our initial marketing strategy when we launched.
Yeah. So we were really lucky to kind of partner with a lot of amazing brands and projects in this space. And basically our offering to these collections was that we have this very niche concept and skill set, basically, where we can kind of create something very customized to a community. So we kind of pitched it to these projects as like, eventually every project is going to be doing some type of merch, like somebody is going to be they're going to slap a logo on a hat, they're going to slap a logo on a t-shirt, like, that happens all the time. But we have a very different and unique offering that we have available. So we partnered with these different NFT projects to create a custom wearable for their community. So we partnered with amazing projects, Fame Lady Squad. Actually, I have one right here for the Fame Lady Squad.
Nice.
We did this really, really cool dog tag pendant. This is made in 925 silver, and we did a version in 18 karat gold as well. But we kind of utilized like our manufacturing partners that we had from before when Catharsis was launched, and we've built out new ones as well. And we've just created these really cool custom pieces for them and then sold them exclusively to their community. So it was very tailored to, the artwork and the point of their projects, right?
Yeah.
So we've been super lucky. Like you said, we used it almost as like a marketing strategy, right? To kind of like get in with these other projects, to get seen, to get in front of a lot of different people. And it was amazing.
Huge success.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we had talked about that. Me and Ty had talked about that when we first started. And I think that, I agree with you 100%. I think that the majority of NFT projects and protocols are going to look at in real life merch, at some point. If they're not already, they will be shortly. And I think that there's this hole in the market, because I mean, anybody can make merch. You know what I mean? You can go onto a service site, you can slap your logo on it, but I mean, people understand that this isn't high quality stuff, right? Like this is stuff that you let your dog chew on, or that you wash with other colors, and it doesn't really matter. But I think that there's going to be a kind of exodus into each project really wanting to have something specific to their project, right, and high quality. And so that's one of the things that interests me a lot about you guys, because to do that, it's not as simple to do that as it is with just like basic merch, right? Yeah, like the companies can, because you're wanting certain quality in clothing, certain quality in metals, certain quality in whatever, and it's hard to mass produce that. So I think a project, what you guys are trying to do is very interesting, and I think will appeal to a lot of other projects. And I also think your guys' marketing strategy starting off was really cool. A lot of times, one of the pet peeves I have with a lot of projects in the space is they will create their Genesis collections, and they will have absolutely nothing to show for them, right? It's just you're buying, right? You're buying something on pure speculation, pure good faith, quote unquote. And I think that's ridiculous. I think I think it takes away the labor of an entrepreneur and that what we have to put in. Because I came from Web2 and built several e-commerce stores, a decade ago, but I mean, it took a lot of work. There was months and months of no pay, of no returns, and then when you get a product that, you reap the rewards down the line. I think that in the beginning hype stages of the NFT space, I think we kind of spoiled people, as to say, to think that guys you could put in 15 minutes of work, or you could hire somebody off of Fiverr and then, drop a project.
So many times.
It did. And it was, I remember when that was in the peak, when we had 5-year-old PFP art collections dropping, and people were funding $2 million. And so I was like, this just cannot last. It can't, because
it's got a great college fund at least. But
yeah. I mean, yeah. There was plenty of people that took advantage of it, and kudos to them. But I think that now we've kind of moved away from several metas. We've kind of moved away from, you can't have anonymous founders anymore. That's not a thing. You have to be able to want to put your face on your product. And I won't even collab with teams that aren't doxed anymore, because I think if you're afraid to put your face on your project, then there's something wrong there to begin with. And then secondly, that you need to have some kind of working value before you start asking people to fund you hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, right? So I think it's great that you guys did the funding, came in and started off and did the collections the way that you guys have done. I think it's fantastic. And, we live and we learn with those things. I think that it's a very difficult time in the space right now, to get funding, because we went from having complete sellouts, within minutes, to now. Yeah. I spoke with the project a couple days ago that have had their whitelist open for six and a half months, and they are not their whitelist, but they're mint for six and a half months, and they just now minted out, right? But that's the grind.
I mean, that's made it. I mean, many are not making it.
Yeah, for sure. So, definitely hats off to you guys for that and getting together. So let's talk about, and then Fame Ladies too. I love that community, by the way. That's the super great community. Okay, so let's talk about, we talked about what you guys have currently done, your collaborations, and what you guys are, and you said holding the collections you have. Is it any of those collections is going to whitelist you for your upcoming? Okay, sweet.
Exactly. All 5 of them. Yeah, there's a certain number of them. Every single one who's holding it at the time of the snapshot will get whitelisted. You'll have to, not the snapshot, because it'll actually read the contract will read our previous contract. So we don't take a snapshot, so you can't do it and trade it. You will immediately, it will read on minting time whether you own one of these or not, and whether you'll be whitelisted or not. So it'll be very much hold it. Any of these collections that are available on OpenSea, you can pick up and it'll all work. The physical redemption is separate, and those ones are visibly redeemed. We actually have a system where it changes the metadata and the visual once you've redeemed it, so you can't do multiple get multiple physicals for it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, well that's great. So we'll actually, guys, anyone that's watching right now wants to get in on this, we'll have the links to their OpenSea collections down below here in the description. So if you want to pick up one of those and get auto whitelisted, super easy way to do it. So we'll leave those down there for you guys as you go. So now let's talk about the collection that you're currently whitelisting for, and you guys got coming up. So let's talk about what that collection is, what the utility of that collection is, and then if you guys have any solid time frames or anything like that, like let us know. If not, that's fine. It's absolutely fine. But let's talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We're so excited to talk about that, man. So this is we're calling this our season 1 collection, and the avatars are named the duplicates. So basically what season 1 is a high resolution, fully rigged set of 3D avatars that are going to be usable across different metaverses and game worlds. The duplicates are awesome because they're not just like a static profile picture. They're actually a dynamic character that you're able to customize. So the duplicates each have 13 trait slots on them. So picture it like a video game character creator where you can, put a shirt on your game character. It's exactly like that. There's everything from, hats, masks, shirts, pants, shoes, to even things like dance moves and music, which are going to be coming out post-release. We're super excited about. But everything the duplicate can wear is an NFT itself. So that's giving us the ability to not only add even more value with each individual wearable, but also update the duplicate on the blockchain by our devs are working out a system to basically wrap it. So when you change clothes on our character creator, which will be in browser or on mobile, you'll actually update that on the blockchain and to our game and metaverse partners. So people will see what your fit is on OpenSea, as well as you'll be able to play that outfit in these different games and worlds.
That's super interesting. So let's talk about. So I mean, we'll continue to talk about that, but that brings up a point in my mind. So since you have like these slots, kind of like almost equipping an RPG character, right? Like you have different slots that you can equip on those, and the metadata to that NFT is changed based on what they're wearing and everything, which I think is fantastic. Dynamic metadata updating is just in the future, in my opinion. But so I mean, in essence, with that kind of setup, when those NFTs are traded, are the items that they're wearing traded with them? Oh, that's fantastic. So theoretically, so theoretically speaking, I could have one of these duplicates, and I could have super rare item tree on this thing, and it could be at a much higher floor price for me to sell if I've got like a very limited edition shirt and hat and all these kind of things. So that's neat. I really like that. I think that's really cool. And there's been some tastes of things like that in the past with a couple different collections, but nothing that's really caught on really hardcore. But I think that's fantastic because it gives a gamification to the NFT itself. It's like, you can upgrade, and there's always this, it's almost like a leaderboard thing, like who can have the best equipped, NFT. That's fantastic, guys. I think that
it's going to be a ton of fun. There's so much that we're doing with it. Not only are the individual wearables, they're going to have their own rarity tiers, but we can also, because they're NFTs, add special perks to the metadata of each item. So some of the less rare ones are just going to be pretty standard, and but the rarer ones, when you start to get to the cooler stuff and the higher level stuff, it's not only visually going to be more exciting and cooler, but we can also embed it with really interesting dynamic things. Like, for example, we're going to have ones that change based on the season. We're going to have pieces that, we're going to have pieces that have dynamic rewards in real life. Some of them are going to be like access passes to our partners, which is something else that we're really excited about, because we can actually evolve this collection. It's not just going to be a static number of wearables. We're actually going to be releasing seasonal drops, kind of like a regular Web2 brand, and capsule collections in collaboration with other companies and brands, which we think is going to just take it to the absolute next level and be the future really of what Web3 is going to do in general, is just interconnectivity, branding all over the place, and a ton of like connected and conjoined projects working together. So we're stoked on that.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And I'll give you so myself and so I have a member of my team on Alpha Mutants that is a absolute CloneX, Rex Capital, like Maxi, right? So he loves them, and it's based off of the same stuff. It's based off of the idea that, you know, obviously Nike, you know, owns the collection, and so all of like most of what they're doing has in real life tie-ins, and that now they're dropping their limited edition sneakers, and you can, you know, all these wearable stuff, and it's fantastic. And the one pullback I have on him, because I'm an investor, you know, I've been in traditional markets for over a decade. And when I come, I'm absolutely for 99% of the time, I'm emotionless when it comes to NFT investing, because it's just I'm here to make money, and that's what it is. Now that does change with certain. There's a couple collections that just nostalgic the hell out of me, and I just like them because I'm part of the community, which is, you know, what NFTs is due to us sometimes. But my argument with him all the time is, well, you know, I'm looking for that non mega branded, you know, collection that can do what CloneX is doing, but without being owned by Nike, right? Like I want to see a Web3 brand that came from Web3, you know, come up and do some of the same things. And like, I mean, what you guys are talking about, you're talking, I mean, it sounds to me like you guys are talking about, you know, really trying to take that on, which I think is fantastic, because I want to see in the next 3 to 5 years, like I don't just want to see Web2 brands purchasing Web3 companies and then, you know, integrating them. I want to see some Web3 companies like spring up of their own accord and kind of compete in Web3 with these bigger brands. And I think that's pretty awesome. So, fantastic, guys. I think that's great. And is so let's talk a little bit about you said that you're gonna have like seasonal, you know, periodic drops of new items and stuff. Now, so are you guys looking to do like for each one of those, are you guys looking at doing just solely some digital and some that are tied to digital and in real life? Are you guys like, I mean, because I can't imagine that doing everything with it in real life would be difficult. I mean, maybe if that's what you guys are doing, that's what you're doing. But like, so let me know. So what's going to be like the ratio of like in real life claims versus digital wearables? Like, you know, how's that going to work?
So kind of like one of the cool things is that like alongside this Web3 project, we are doing a traditional Web2 e-commerce clothing launch, basically. And pretty much the pieces that you see like on the avatar, we have about, you know, however many designs that we have, we're getting them made as well in real life. And we're going to be selling them traditional like Shopify store, you know, like literally straight up like Facebook, Instagram ads, like very traditional Web2 strategic, you know.
The market's bigger, you know.
By quite a bit, it's bigger. Yeah. So we're really excited to be like producing those products as well. We're actually we're in the prototyping phase right now for these, for a couple of these pieces, and working with manufacturers for that. But what we're trying to do is we're going to be using that as like an onboarding tool. So we also have a native token that we're including with this duplicate collection called Loyalty, the Loyalty token. And what we're going to be doing is every time somebody purchases and in real life, whether it's bomber jacket, the pants, like the crop top, whatever it is that they're buying, they're going to be sent like basically an onboarding package that says you've just received 100 loyalty tokens. And here's how you open a wallet. Here's, you know, basics to NFT and Web3 safety. And we're going to basically be like onboarding people from Web2 into Web3 as well. And then the loyalty token is also going to be it's going to be used within the Web3 ecosystem. So we're super excited for that. But then in terms of like collaborations, the physical production is basically, it's endless. Yeah. There's no like
anything physically possible within our collection, we're going to try and create.
Yeah, there's some weird head traits that I don't think are possible.
A lot of the head stuff is sci-fi and, you know, all that kind of stuff. We are going to be 3D printing some really cool stuff, but that'll be more for marketing than it will be for actual sales. But yeah, I mean, we have the capacity to do most of the stuff because we have all the patterns from the design software we use. Yeah,
we use like it's like industry standard software for clothing design. Yeah.
That's fantastic, guys. Well, listen, I think that the idea that you can literally have the same like outfit, retro, great, like having the same outfits as your avatars is I'm sure a lot of people will find really appealing. Because Web3 identities are a huge thing now, and we already have web, our in real life identities, people trying to mirror their Web3 identities. So having that available is pretty awesome. And I can't say anything. I'm not I'm a very minimalistic guy. I still wear, old school Hollister shirts and stuff. But I will tell you, the most expensive pieces of clothing I have ever purchased, it have been from like, well, I'll tell you, I actually purchased a Cool Cat one time just to get their limited edition hats. So that was nice. That was about a $30,000 hat. I joke about that. I wear around. So I mean, it's insane, man. It's insane that what people will do with some of these. I mean, I think that Clonex right now has some of their sneaker drops, the rarer ones, like their Reptilian and Demon Blood. Yeah. Some of those are selling for $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 on the market currently. So there's rarity is the cool thing about Web3, right? It's so cool that you can drop certain collections, like, well, there'll only ever be 250 of these. So, you create your own market, your own rarity with those things. So it's very, very interesting. So let's talk a little bit more about the future, right? Because we're obviously super early in the space. So I am on probably 50 hours a week on spaces and on calls with people in the space. And my biggest pet peeve is when I get on a call and somebody introduces someone else as an expert or a guru in the NFT space. And I always laugh people down inside of things. It's like, because, I mean, the space has only been around for 18 months now, like really. Right. And it's like, none of us have had time to become an expert in this space yet. Right. We're learning and
an expert on,
yeah,
we're not there yet.
Exactly. So, but, I'd like to talk just a second about what you guys feel about the future of NFTs and the value of in real life item tree versus digital, sure. Digital self. So I guess really the first question is, so we went through the boom of owning virtual goods and services, right? And that was I think almost purely a hype type thing, right? Because there is the thought process that philosophically that digital items are endless, right? That there's endless amounts of digital items. So digital land actually doesn't have this much value, or one argument or the other. But but inside of certain protocols, so like Bored Apes is a good example, that like other deeds, there will only ever be a certain amount of those, right, inside of that particular game that they're building and the metaverse that they're building, and that makes a lot of sense. So we are starting to see that there is value inside of closed ecosystems, right? But what you guys are doing and what we're talking about is we don't want to have particularly a closed ecosystem with with streetwear, with clothing, with these type of things. We want anybody that wants them to be able to get them. And how do you guys feel about the future of like in real life value tied to NFTs? Like let's talk about that a little bit, because sure. To me, we've been building up to this for years, right? Because I remember when loyalty cards first started coming out in like the early 2000s, and every store you went to, for one point in time, I had 45 loyalty cards sitting in my car, because you had to have one for Rite Aid, you had to have one for Walgreens, you had one for Kroger's, and then we migrated from those to applications, right? So now we have our loyalty on applications. Now you go to McDonald's and you buy a Big Mac, you get so many loyalty points, right? Yeah. And I personally think that NFTs is the next step in that, right? Is that the next step in loyalty to brands, because and you guys can agree or disagree or give me any other thoughts, but I think the play with the future of NFTs with in real life stuff, especially with clothing brands like what you guys are doing, is that never before in the history of humankind have we been able to really feel this connected as a loyal customer of a brand as you are when you own an NFT, right? Or you own a piece of that brand, because you could be part of Nike rewards program, but it's not the same as owning an NFT that allows you to pick up, quarterly Nike's drops with their exclusive drops, right? There's just so much more. You feel like beyond a VIP with that. And I think that's where the space is going. But what do you guys think about the future of branding and in real life items in the NFT space?
Yeah, so I mean, you said most of it there. That was very well. We're on the same page with almost everything there. But realistically, like that is why we're designing it this way, because we envision in the next probably 5 to 10 years, every industry in the world is going to be using blockchain in some way behind it, and every loyalty program is going to be blockchain related, if not directly just an NFT. The word NFT might disappear, and it'll just become a thing that people use without even thinking about it, which is I really think how mass adoption will happen, is when people don't have to worry or think any further than clicking one button on their phones, because most people are just like that. They don't want to go, they won't click 2 times to get to something. It's as simple as you can make it for the end consumer. So what we're building and the reason for everything we're doing is to kind of build into this type of, like, we want to be at the cutting edge of that. Our token is actually called loyalty token for that reason. We wanted to take that ticker and get that done so that we have, when people think of loyalty, that's what they're thinking of, right? So we're designing everything we're doing to kind of reward people that are involved with us, that are in the community, and then people who invest in us from an early level. So our NFT holders, we have a type of staking program that we're building into the duplicants. When you put items onto the character, you're essentially staking them, and you're going to be earning passive income every day for what your character is wearing. Meaning you're walking around in metaverses and games with this character, and you're actually earning income for that. Not only that, but we're also working a physical aspect of it in where it's an incentive program that we're going to do with social media. We're brand loyal for whatever reason, just the clout or the hype or the history of the company. But really it's a one-sided relationship. The company or brand gets all of the upside, right? So our kind of thought on that is like, let's disrupt that a little bit. So now with our incentive program, you'll be able to, wearing one of our items or anything like that out in public, if you take a picture, video, TikTok, creative content of yourself wearing or rocking our stuff in public, we're going to have a portal where you can upload that and earn loyalty token just for representing Catharsis, just for being part of the brand. And that's going to be open to everybody. You don't have to own a duplicate. So you can purchase our stuff from our website and get home, take a TikTok. There's going to be a limit on it per week, so we don't ruin the tokenomics. But
I like take a TikTok, by the way.
Take a TikTok. That's
take a TikTok.
Now, right? But this is literally our whole concept, is to build brand loyalty. We want people to wake up every morning, and when they're deciding what shirt to put on, be like, I could put on my Adidas shirt today, or I could put on my Catharsis shirt and get paid to actually do that and earn rewards for just what I would normally be doing anyway.
Well, I can tell you guys 100% for sure that mechanic is what everything is going to, because I mean, that's the like philosophical idea behind Web3, right? It's that you can be rewarded for everything you do, everything you wear, everything you watch, everything that you do. So it's just now starting. But that type of structure is even going on with so here's a great example. So I'm currently I actually just became aware of a project called Chirplies, right? Lately, and basically what it's doing is the exact same thing you guys are, but what it's doing is it's, I mean, not in the clothing sector, but what it's doing is it's rewarding for it's creating micro influencers everywhere. So instead of somebody doing a collaboration with an influencer that has 100,000 followers, what it will do is it will monetize 100 people with 1,000 followers at the same rate and get more exposure out there. And I think that structure is, I see it every day bleeding into everything, bleeding into brands, bleeding into influencers, bleeding into marketing, and that everything we do, we can be rewarded for. So we become brand loyal based off of not just, this fugazi idea of hype or anything else, but we become brand loyal because we benefit from being loyal to these brands, right? So fantastic structure. And I just want to say, I'm so happy for you guys at this point, because you're so early in the space that right now is the time to be solidifying as like massive influencers in that area and first movers. So that's fantastic, guys. I just love it. I get more excited about your guys' projects the more I talk to you about it. And I was actually I was actually looking at your website is fantastically done, by the way. It looks beautiful. It's smooth. Just fantastic. So whoever you guys got on your front end developers or whatever, they've done a very good job. But I wanted
website. So yeah.
Oh, you did? Well, wow. Okay. In-house. I like it. I like it.
Everything is basically, so it was the two of us for a long time. Ty is like the creative, the 3D, the visionary behind the brand. And we've grown in the last few months, we've grown our team to, I think we have 8 people on the team now, plus like a 10-man dev team that we work with as well. But he literally, like, starting from zero knowledge to as much knowledge as we could possibly get. And he taught himself how to, use the 3D software and to like build everything out himself. So like, in-house is definitely the proper.
Isn't that the beauty of Web3 too? It's like the amount of knowledge is so available. I cannot tell you, because I've been in crypto since 2016, right? And in that time frame, just by necessity, by needing the space, like I have taken hundreds of hours of technical analysis courses and learned to TA. I have learned Python coding out of just necessity, right? You get into the space and there's so much information, and the amount of just in real life and in Web3 like base skills that you can learn in this space is just fantastic. So that's awesome. And I love, I love seeing groups. I see so many groups that come out and they get a lot of funding from somebody and they just kind of like throw a lot of the work out and everything. I love seeing like homegrown, people that like, listen, man, if I can do it cheaper, then that's, we don't have to spend the money to hire somebody. I'm going to do it. Right. That's fantastic. So I really appreciate that.
Completely self-funded up to this point too. Yeah. We didn't want to take any outside, give away the farm, if you know what I mean.
Well, and I think that's great too, because there's a lot of projects right now that I think are selling themselves short, giving away such a large profit share and ownership of their projects to get enough funding to get started. When, I told a project the other day, they were asking my firm for some funding. And I told them, I was like, guys, you don't need us. Like, all you need is to extend your timeline an extra 90 days and you can do everything that we're going to do. I was like, this space is so young. You have the time. I was like, I don't want to take 40% of your company for what you guys can do yourself in 90 days. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of projects are really selling themselves short right now with that, because with the work that we get done now, 2.5 to 3 years from now, when we see another huge bull cycle and we see in my opinion, the adoption really starts happening in the next 3 to 5 years, right? And the value of some of these projects are going to do 100x in such a short time frame with retail adoption, because I've done like technical analysis for many years, but fundamental analysis from traditional markets. And when you look at the amount of people that we have active in the space right now, it's a blip. It's a blip on the radar. One niche community, like, or like with gaming coming into the space, like that would literally 1,000x the entire crypto space. And it's like that with everything. I mean, look at the brands like Nike and Adidas and these type of things. Once we get in those clothing brands, those people that are so used to buying clothing in the traditional sense and in store and online and those type of things, once even a small portion of those people come, we're 1,000xing the space that quickly. So I think that's a crazy thing. I wanted to ask you guys real quick. Do you guys care if I share a video real quick of your website? I just want everyone to take a look at what it looks like. So I think it's fantastically. Yeah, for sure. So let me jump on that really quick. So what I want to do is just go over here to just to let everybody see. So this is their main page on the website. So you'll see the duplicate, I'm assuming, here on the front page, and the different skin tones. And so you can see as the you know, the wearables on it, and like I'm like the dance moves. I just think it's fantastic. So these will be this will be what your guys' upcoming drop will be, correct? The duplicates here. These are just different ways that you can dress your duplicates here. Look at that Dragon Ball Z hair. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, we got a ton of really cool references, pop culture stuff, and really we're also using AI as a lot of the clothing design patterning. So you'll see a lot of really amazing stuff through we're using Midjourney in a lot of it and stuff like that. It's fantastic. And I think AI is going to really elevate the kind of art and the beauty of some of these pieces to the next level. We're super excited about the actual how it's going to look and the quality of it as well. Can't wait to get the physicals made.
Yeah, we're literally, I think it's about 5 pieces that is on that, like in that commercial, are being produced right now.
Oh, that's fantastic. I like that bomber jacket. I think I need to get my hands on one of those.
That's the first one we're doing.
That's the first
is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be like our stat or our piece, you know, like it'll be our what do they call it? A front and center.
Yeah. And it's all like everything was custom designed, you know, like we're not like copy pasting. We're not like picking from a catalog and doing stuff. Like everything, literally every inch, every zipper, every seam, everything was very like intentional and designed by, you know, Ty and our lead designer, Nicholas as well.
We're super lucky to have Nick. He's come in and done such a spectacular job on the clothing end of things. And like that animation with the actual avatar dancing, that's him in Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. One of the other cool things is we're going to, sorry to interrupt, we're going to be able to take motion capture data from video content through Deep Motion. It's an amazing software that allows us to basically take mocap data from anything video related and apply it in Unreal Engine to the duplicates. So we have an awesome viral marketing campaign that we're working on right now featuring TikTok dances and the duplicates. We're going to do all kinds of like duet and contests and stuff. There's going to be so much fun. And also convert that into AR, which is even more exciting. We've got a company that we're working with who's taking everything we're producing and making it able to be viewed in your living room. You'll be able to try on the clothes in AR before you buy them or before you whatever. You'll be able to see it, how it looks on you. You'll be able to see the duplicate wearing it standing beside you. You'll be able to take video, hopefully with the duplicate dancing beside you. So it's all kinds of cool stuff we're working on.
That's fantastic, guys. I love it. I love the you guys have really, you can tell you put a lot of thought into your marketing, because we've talked about during the span of this interview, just, 3 or 4 different really innovative marketing things that you guys have done. But yeah, for sure. Like I definitely like that bomber jacket. Fun fact about me, I don't care what I'm wearing for any piece of clothing except for my jackets and my shoes. I'll wear Walmart sweatpants and a t-shirt. And then, but I do like jackets. I love jackets. I have several bomber jackets that are just, very high end. And then I've got a couple cashmere coats. And for some reason that during the winter time here in West Virginia, I love wearing, really nice jackets and then pretty into shoes. But that's fantastic. Fantastic.
We're gonna have to get you one. We're gonna have to get you one of those bombers.
Oh, for sure. When they're available, you better believe I'll be on that. So, but yeah. So, I mean, I think it's great, guys. I really enjoyed, talking to you guys about the projects and everything. So let's talk, because we're running down to about the last 10 minutes here, but let's talk about, so what the NFT community today watching, like what can they do as far as next steps to support you guys, support the project? And let's talk about that for a second. So what can the community watching today, if they want to get involved with Catharsis and they want to be part of the community, how can they best do that?
100%. So the first thing right now is get in our Discord. This project is definitely more complex in what you have to kind of understand about it. So all of the information is in the Discord. It is on the website. We're constantly posting on Twitter and stuff like that. So get on our socials and get involved if you have questions. We have an awesome moderator team in the Discord who can answer it. Some of this stuff will go over, half of your heads, and it's been a long thing. So go back and listen again. But all of the info is laid out clearly so that you understand kind of what you're getting into when you become a part of the project. On top of that, I would say get one of our previous collections. If what we're talking about, if this sounds like something that you're gonna be excited about, right now our collections are available still. We are doing a major marketing push over the next month and a half leading up to the duplicates, and we believe all of these collections are going to be completely sold out. The floor price right now for the easiest one to get access to, I believe, is like a 0.07, 0.08. The Genesis rings are like a 0.1 kind of thing. So it's not a hard access, especially with ETH where it is. But we kind of did it this way because we wanted our whitelist to be really, concise with people that actually want to participate. And instead of doing crazy schemes and, over allocating and stuff like that, now it's like $100 or so for, the most expensive things, but that'll mean that you're actually wanting to participate in what we're building. So we think that's going to be really important moving forward.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that, I always say that, that community beats hype and utility even beats community. So I think you guys have massive amounts of utility. And I think your guys' community will catch fire going through this because there's, I don't know about anyone that's listening, but I mean, if you've ever been into like a sneakerheads community or a just a streetwear enthusiast group on Discord, oh my God, some of the craziest communities ever. They really like their brand products. So I think there's great potential there. So everything you said, guys, all of the links, I'll have everything linked down below. I'll have their Discord link. I'll have their Twitter. We'll throw links to their OpenSea collections. Everything will be down below in the description of the video. So 100%, even if you can't afford to jump into a pickup on the projects, jump into their Discord, man. Discord's, if you like a project, even if it's out of your price range or you just don't have liquidity right now, jump into those Discords. I know a lot of times, sometimes you can get like whitelist in the Discord by like helping out and doing things. So, get involved with the communities. It's always a great thing to do. It's always a great thing to help learn and move forward in the space. And then also, so we'll also probably have some collab partners of ours and some other groups. So besides the investment and the retail community wanting to get involved, are you guys, is there anything that the other groups can do to work with you guys currently?
Yeah, definitely. So we're actually going to be pushing some like contest giveaways on social media that we're going to be doing as well, just in terms of like, people being able to kind of hop in and, gain a whitelist spot without doing too much. We're going to be doing like a content contest in collaboration with a couple different brands. But also we think it's super important to kind of use this project as an onboarding, as we mentioned, from Web 2 to Web 3. So we're going to be partnering with different Web 2 projects and kind of offering this as, here is your easiest access point into the Web 3 space. We have the tools, we have the partners, we have the connections. So we can collaborate with traditional brands right now and create a digital wearable that ties to a custom perk and then have something produced IRL. Like there's a lot of different ways that we can collaborate with Web 2 and Web 3 projects at this point. Yeah.
We've done a lot of Web 3 stuff already. If there are Web 3 brands that want to be involved, we are still taking, we're calling it applications because we want to really be careful about who we partner with. But they're welcome to get in touch. We just vet them out. Basically, we can integrate some of their visuals or offer their community maybe early access for a cool wearable that we'll create in partnership with them. Because we are still building out the overall collection, there is still some room for that. So if there are collections that want to be involved and see a potential in this, like there's tons of ways that we can do that, whether it be creating a physical, just a digital with special perks for their community. This really cool. It's very flexible as well, because we do have a large kind of ecosystem that you can be a part of. A side note as well, our loyalty token will also be spendable on services, other things within our ecosystem. So if
Yeah.
you're a partner who does some kind of service-based business,
Mhm.
if you're willing to accept loyalty token for that, it's a huge bonus for our community, but also, then you're being marketed to our community as well.
Yeah, I think another thing is metaverses and gaming. Right now, we have a couple partners that we have solidified that we're really, really excited about. But basically, we're staying in our lane and we're focusing on these duplicants and the brands that we're building with this. And we want these duplicants to be able to be used in different metaverses. All of the metaverses. There isn't going to be one,
every one
right?
that we can.
Every single one that we can pop these babies into. Like this is what we're after. So metaverse partners as well is something. We're
for sure. And is the best way to contact you guys for groups that want to collaborate with you guys is through Twitter, through Discord? What's the best contact method for you guys for those?
Honestly, Twitter, Discord, email.
We have a contact form on our website.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, we're manning it all, right? So
I would avoid Discord. Our DMs are closed. You could jump into our Discord and open a ticket, but we'll have to vet extra for that just because of all the scams and stuff like that. But
for sure. Well, I think that I know there's several collabs that we personally have. I mean, obviously, I would love to work with you guys moving forward. Well, hopefully, Alpha Mutants and Catharsis can have a nice relationship moving forward. But also, when you're talking about metaverse, we have a collab partner, the Estates that have been minting. So yeah, so we're you guys know the Estates.
We're good friends with Not an Artist. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that for sure. So yeah, you guys just seem like that, like you would go together well. Your projects would, with them doing the real estate and everything. But yeah, for sure. So if anyone's out there listening, you're a project manager, a collab manager, and you're looking to potentially get involved with Catharsis, they're definitely open for that. You guys can jump in and do those things. So we're running at the very end here, guys. So what we'll do now is we'll just do a closing statement, whatever you guys last thoughts that you want the community to know, and then we'll shut it down and we'll see you guys next week. So let's anything that you guys want to put out as to the community, final thoughts or reminders or anything like that.
I mean, thank you for listening. Thank you for your time and your attention. It is much appreciated. We are grinding right now. Like we are working hard. We want to make this the next big thing. We're full-time in this as well. We've been full-time in this for about 6 months now. So we are all in. We have long-term vision, long-term goals. This is not going to be a one-stop shop. Like we're in this for the next
forever.
Yeah. Just like 5-10 years. No, like it's literally, this is,
And Kenny, thank you so much, man, for having us on. It's been an awesome show. Great to chat about things and get to know you better too, and hear kind of your thoughts on NFTs and Web3. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Man, I appreciate you guys being on 100%. Like I've said, the niche in the market that you guys are attacking is in my top focus right now, because I think it has one of the biggest potentials of growth in the market. You guys are fantastic. You guys seem to work together flawlessly. I've loved everything I've heard about the project. We'll continue to work together. Alpha Mutants will be here for you guys moving forward. Anything we can do to help out. So I appreciate it. So once again, guys, before we close everything down, check out this project. Show them all the support that you possibly can, and get involved with the communities. Don't just listen to these things. Jump on their Twitters, get those notifications on. Jump on in their Discord. Get involved with the communities. Get some of the products. Because I'm telling you right now, many of these projects that we bring on here and that we talk to, Catharsis definitely included, you're going to wish you had 3 to 5 years from now. I promise you this. These are the companies. These are the Googles, the Amazons. These are the big players in the space that are going to be around for a long time. And just absolutely appreciate you guys being on here today. So with that being said, everybody, thank you so much for watching Web3 Weekly. We'll be back again next week. And until then, see you later.